Good morning, everyone. And here in Lura, it's raining, and still it's nice and fresh, and all the greenery everywhere looks so bright and very, very alive. So that's good. And today we're going to continue on with getting to know the Supreme better, and make that soul my best friend, always with me, always there to support me. And this picture, it shows the soul in the person, the soul linking with the Supreme Soul. So even though the Supreme Soul is far away, we can link in a second, in less than a second. We can feel the power and the good wishes coming from the Supreme, and we can then send them to others. And any situation that comes up, we can give good wishes, pure feelings. So we're going to play some commentaries with relationships with the Supreme Soul. So it could be the relationship of father or mother, teacher, friend, any relationship we can have with the Supreme. So I hope you enjoy these commentaries, and I'll come back after and say goodbye to you. Okay? Thanks.
Eight, the principle of relationship with the unconditional source. There is one point of being in the universe who is not conditioned by any need or want or desire. Since that being does not want anything, everything belongs to him, but not in the sense of owning and controlling. But all things naturally gravitate to that unconditional source, simply because pure love is naturally given to all who come. They feel that the unconditional source serves selflessly, sharing, giving all that he is, all that he has. Like a radiant magnet beyond the limits of time and matter, beyond give and take, beyond measurement and calculations, the source, the unconditional source, attracts all because nothing is desired and all is given. The love of the unconditional source is like spiritual sunlight. Physical sunlight awakens the flower hidden in the seed without intrusion nor taking for the self. Sunlight facilitates the birth and bloom of the flower. Pure light, whether physical or spiritual, is selfless, complete in itself, always adds, never subtracts. What is unconditional, what is truly genuine, truly pure, is always cherished to the point of worship, which is probably why God and really good people are venerated in all parts of the world. Spiritual light from the source reveals to us our forgotten realities, our hidden potentials, but especially our original goodness. The unconditional source reveals us to ourselves. Then, if we wish, if we choose, we can nourish and develop that awareness, but only to the extent that we maintain the channel of communication. Otherwise, the current either short circuits, cuts, locks, or discharges into other directions, and after a while, there is a blackout. Humanity at the moment is in a blackout. Meditation is the exercise of pure thought, of concentrated thought, to relink ourselves to that unconditional source. As we relink, a purification takes place, which liberates the mind from the limits of I and my, liberates the mind from the limits of the past, the resentments, the pettiness, and allows it to taste the sweetness of the unlimited, the unconditional, whether it is love, whether it is peace, whether it is happiness. This relationship with the unconditional source encourages me and allows me to emerge my spiritual strength. And through this spiritual strength, I am able to create a truly human life, a good life.
Om Shanti. Raj Yoga meditation means to come to the awareness of my own original form, come to the realization of the self, but also through self-realization to be able to come to the realization of the Supreme. Yoga is the method of making contact with the Supreme, the link, the union. Yoga is also the journey of discovery. As I turn inwards, I discover my own original latent qualities. I also discover the beauty and the truth of all relationships with the Supreme. For a long time, I have focused on human relationships, but now I decide to experiment and explore the one supreme relationship, the relationship with God. For a few moments, I decide to step away out of the human dimension and bring God into the center of my life, to focus on this one relationship that can transform my entire existence. Because God is the source of all attributes, because God is the unlimited ocean of all qualities, it is possible for God to play all relationships in terms of my connection with Him, with her. Let us experiment with some of these relationships as I develop the link with the Supreme. The relationship transforms my own being, but the relationship also influences my interaction with other human beings. Let us experiment. Sitting quietly, the body comfortable, relaxed, so that there are no distractions. I turn inwards. I am the eternal being of light. I am the soul. Even my relationship with my own body exists for just a short space of time. I existed before this body took shape. I will continue to exist long after this body perishes. So my relationship with this precious vehicle, this instrument, this body, in reality is only a temporary connection. I can distance myself from the consciousness of this body. And when I do this, there's a profound realization that in terms of the roles that I have with all other human beings, those roles, those relationships are truly very fragile. They are momentary. They ebb and flow. One moment, I have contact with a certain individual, and the next moment, the connection changes. The only relationship that I have with every human being, which is perpetual, is the relationship of brotherhood. In the awareness of eternity, I can see my eternal connection with every human being. We are brothers. We are the children of one. I consciously move away from the sphere of influence of human beings so that I can explore the reality of my eternal connection with one, with the Supreme. I step back into the home of light, the land of silence. And I come to the Supreme. This is my eternal relationship, the relationship of the Spirit. Now aware of the power of this eternal connection, I can feel God's love. God's love is the love of gentleness. God's love is the love of acceptance. I'm not afraid of God. I have no questions in my mind about my connection with God. I simply feel the sweetness and the magnetism of God's love. God's love draws me to itself and accepts me without condition, without judgment. God accepts me as I am, in the condition that I am in now. And I realize that God is my Supreme Mother. I am God's child, and my mother accepts me unconditionally. Let us now look at another aspect of the Supreme. In the awareness of I, the Eternal Soul, in the presence of the Supreme Being, the being of light, I appreciate the eternal relationship that I have with God. In all other connections, there has been giving and taking. There have been fluctuations. And in this relationship, there is only receiving. In the presence of God, I can feel the ocean just simply giving, and I, the child, receiving from my Father. The ocean of love, pouring out the love, and I, the child, absorbing this love. My Father has an inheritance for me, the inheritance of joy. My Father wants my happiness. The only desire that my Father has is to see me happy. And in the presence of God, I claim the property of happiness is my birthright. And the power of this happiness enables me to transcend all trace of sorrow. And I keep this joy within.
So we looked today at the relationships of mother and father, but there's many more relationships, and we can deal with them another day. So tomorrow we're going to have Warren, and he's going to speak to us about how we can involve the Supreme Soul in our life, in our day-to-day living, in actions, reactions, meetings with people, with the nature, how we can involve that Supreme Soul in our life to make us stronger and more powerful, as well as more loving and more peaceful. So Warren will talk tomorrow, and then Saturday and Sunday I'll come back and we'll have some more meditations to go deeper, and then we'll look at from there. If you want to do the course, there'll be the course on the introductory course in Raj Yoga meditation. You can do that, and we'll talk some more. So tomorrow, Warren at 10 o'clock. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.